lot of people in this community and in the state of Kentucky that do ride very careless. I never once stated that I thought that, even though I thought it was a good thing, that I didn't think that there should be some training classes took, because I do feel like they should be. I feel like a lot of people go out and buy their children these things and they just let them go jump on them and take off like they've rode all their lives, and that's not so. There should be some kind of a thing that they're trained in what they're doing.
Well, the first thing that happened with me and my brother was starting up the hill. We got to the top of the hill and it was sleeting and the tires on the four-wheeler weren't that well. It sunk down. When it did, it started to come back on us, and somehow I jerked and hit the gas and the four-wheeler rolled down and we landed right here in this briar patch. I stood up, both of my knees went together, and then I fell back down and I looked up and the four-wheeler was coming flying back down, hit me in the side of the head, left me with 53 stitches all the way down.
I guess that a lot of people that ride four-wheelers are young people that want to be in private places to have parties or be out by themselves. When my kids was growing up, they wanted to go up on a strip job in the head of the holler and have a party and build a fire, and I guess it's understandable that they want to be independent or out by themselves, but there certainly is some dangers associated with that, especially if young people are drinking or riding rough and fast and showing off. They could certainly get hurt, and I don't know if they always understand that till after the accident, but they usually figure it out.
I started out, my brother took me out of here on a four-wheeler, and after it got so bad they took us to the house, they loaded us up in a car. We made it off the mountain and they realized I was losing too much blood, so they had to call an ambulance to take me to the hospital.
There's nothing else for the kids around here to do but to ride their four-wheelers and their motorcycles and stuff like that. They've got nothing else to do and nowhere else to go, so that's what they entertain themselves with, is by riding the bikes in the hills and stuff like that, and, you know, camping out and things. That's basically what we got in these mountains.
If I'm not mistaken, this has been here about 30 years. It was mined back in the 70s or 80s, and they stripped it all. They topped the whole mountain, and J.W. Kinzer come in and they found gas, so they just drilled for gas.
I guess most of the mining was deep mining up until the late 50s, early 60s, and they started doing some strip mining when they had equipment big enough to move rock and make it profitable to do. And when they did that, they needed roads to access the seams of coal, and when they would strip mine coal, and it would make level land or flat ground. I think originally they pushed a lot of spoil over the hill that caused a lot of landslides and water pollution, and then they passed laws, I think in '77, that said they couldn't push the dirt over the hill anymore, and then they had to start reclaiming and start using hollow fields, and some of those hollow fields have got pretty big now.
Well, we mainly ride on these old mining roads because we want to stay off the blacktop as much as possible. And the younger kids usually go with us, and they have pretty good sized four-wheelers, and we don't want them getting hurt, so we ride on mainly the mining roads and around the strip mines.
Well, I'd rather for him to be on a strip job riding it than I had for him to be on level ground or on the blacktop and things, and that's the only place that they've got to ride around here, ATVs and stuff like that, is on strip jobs.
I'm Karen Ramey, and this is Ramey's Diner, and I work here and do a little bit of everything. I can get to where I play volleyball at, and from my house about 30 minutes. You know, I just found this way, my friends told me, and that's the way I ride my four-wheeler to it, you know. And I do that twice a week. I was just trying to go up these hollow fields is what it's called, and they're like 7 levels, And I got on the fifth one and it started raising up on me, and so I had to jump off of it. And I thought, on the way up, I was thinking, you know, I'll just jump off of it and let the four-wheeler go. But once I jumped off of it and I seen I was all right, I was going to try to save my four-wheeler. So I stood there and held it until somebody come and helped me. And that was kind of scary. I won't try that again.
We bought ours mainly for our farm. We've got cattle, and they graze on a strip job in the wintertime, and you can't get up with it even with four-wheel drive pickup. Four-wheeler's the only way that you can get to it. So we got that one. And then we got a small one for our kids. We got a little 80 for our children. And when we went and bought our big one, even before we got the small ones, we bought helmets for them because we knew they'd want to ride. And we don't let them without helmets. It's too dangerous. Too many kids get hurt on them and with head injuries. And if we can prevent that, then we will. You know, probably out of 10 people I could name, 6 of them have four-wheelers. That's how many people around here have them. Everybody rides. They ride different places. They ride trails or they ride strip jobs. We ride strip jobs and trails both. We were trail riding yesterday, and we're on the strip job today. The kids can ride better on the strip jobs than trails. Our kids are always behind us when they're on ours, and we're slow. We don't go more than 10 miles an hour. If we meet a car, we pull over. They pull over behind us. We flag them. They know what the hand signals are, and we're just cautious. If somebody gets behind us, we get to the closest wide stop and pull over, let the cars go on, and then we proceed. Takes longer to get places, but it's safe. I mean, these are machines that aren't made for children without adult supervision watching them. Our kids know their limits. They know they'll get taken away if they try to step over those bounds. And I think if we start training them when they're young to be responsible when they're driving, to wear their helmets, watch where they're going, then there's less accidents and there'll be less deaths from it. I think parents buy four-wheelers for kids and turn them loose and don't know where they're at and what they're doing. And that's, I think, when you have your deaths. Teenagers especially take risks in anything in life, and you turn them loose with a powerful machine and you're going to have deaths.